We have a major goal for 2025, and that is to draw $5,000 in income right here on our homestead. Now, I know that might not seem like a lot, but for somebody who is not drawing any money on the homestead right now, despite a lot of success in the past, that's a big darn deal. Our homestead is not about it's not about making $1 million, but our homestead does have to break even on what we do. And we've got 5 income streams that we're going to discuss today on how we're going to meet our goal. But before we do that, for all those homesteaders out there that are drawing a little bit of side hustle on their homestead, do us a favor. Make sure you leave a comment down below what's been successful for you. And make sure you contribute to the community because, again, we're all one big happy homesteading fam out here. Every little bit of information that you pass on to the next guy helps everyone out. Our first item and the lowest margin one is potentially YouTube AdSense. Now, YouTube AdSense sounds like this magical thing that just magically throws money into your bank account, and it's not that simple. There's lots of requirements that you got to meet, from watch hours to subscribers. It's actually very hard and complicated. I mean, we've been in YouTubing now for close to a year, and we're thankful for all of our subscribers, but we're still not at the threshold for monetization. So our goal for 2025, though, is to cross that threshold finally and be able to start collect. Now, it's going to be nickels and dimes. I'm not expecting to make $1 million here, but those little contributions do help, and it is part of the income, if you will, of our homestead. Now, that obviously that grows over time. It's kind of that snowball that turns into a giant snowball and can make us some money on the homestead, 3, 5, 7, 10 years down the road. The people who are very successful on YouTube that are in the homesteading niche are people who have been doing it for 3, 5, 7, 10 years. So the only way to get going, though, is to get started. And we're hoping that this will kind of be our year that we finally get to cross that threshold. And we're really excited about it. For those who've not done YouTube, it is, again, I just want to reinstate, some people have just some people are able to just have that lucky bit where they hit it. Part of our plan, though, for YouTube is not only for it to bring in AdSense, but to act as a marketing tool for us as we sell products. So yes, we will be talking about our homestead and things like that. But some key things we're going to be talking about is like how we're going to market. When we're going to a farmer's market, what are we bringing in? What are we making? How do we make that? All that's important part of a homestead business. And I want to be open and transparent about what we're doing here because, again, I think this is not just for me. I think this is for everybody. We enjoy our homestead. We want to be here. We enjoy being around here. I like hanging out with these two beautiful specimens right here, Patty and Mr. Toodles. And I want to continue to do that. So to do that, I got to keep the drive going and posting every single week and developing content that I think is great. I think some of it's really great. And then sometimes I go back and I'm like, what are you doing, Jonathan? What are you doing? Item number 2 for us is Amazon affiliates. Now, Amazon is a very delicate thing when we talk about marketing and how it relates to our homestead channels. A lot of people get really upset when we're doing a bunch of Amazon stuff. But here's the reality of how I want to have my homestead in relation to Amazon affiliates. We are not pushing products that we do not use. That's the number one thing. Everything that we have shown so far that has had an affiliate link is all 100% things like the hot sauce bottling. That's all things that we use right here on the homestead. And that's what I think that makes it a great video. It's actual, it's live action, it's what we're doing. And I think that has a place, and that type of marketing does have a place in homesteading. Where we have to draw the line, though, is are we recommending things that people will actually use? Are we being realistic or are we pushing things? I've made it very clear. I do have people who are into like micro marketing and people who are after a specific niche, specifically in the hot sauce category, that reached out and they wanted me to do some affiliate marketing with them. And I turned them down. I wasn't familiar with their product. I wasn't very confident in it. I didn't like the quality of it. And I'm not going to just push it just because I can make an extra 20 bucks. For me, it's about, this is what I'm going to do. This is how we're going to show it. For me, it's about showing you a product that I'm currently using that could be helping you on your homestead. It is not about me. It's not about my bank or my buck. I mean, those things help. I think when you're taking care of people who are engaged in your content, I think ultimately that's going to pay forward versus me trying to push items through Amazon affiliates. Now, I will say for Amazon affiliates, we are currently, drumroll please, we're averaging about $5 to $10 a month in Amazon affiliates, which is, again, it's not $1 million. It's not $1 million, but if we get to the end of the year, even at this current trajectory, it's $120 that we didn't have the year before. And it did not cost anybody anything. It did not cost you, as my listener, one single dime when you clicked on that link. I encourage you to click on the links and you're able to go in there. And it's a great way to support the channel. Even if you don't buy an item, but you go in and you purchase something else by going through that link, I still get a little bit of affiliate change for that. And again, all of that is part of our marketing. We're working on developing a marketing program through affiliates that will automatically allow every time you log into Amazon, that every time you buy something through Amazon, we just automatically get a cut. And so we're working on developing that and seeing how that's going to look for our homestead. It feels amazing to have people who are currently sponsoring the channel, even though how small it is. And they sponsor us by just going through our links and they're buying their Christmas gifts and doing their stuff. And they know it costs them $0, but it's still a great way to support small homesteading channels. Number 3 is where we're going to start getting into the meat and potatoes. We're kind of out of the digital world. We're getting a little bit more close to home, if you will. And number 3 is private sales. Now, we got a couple different options for private sales on our homestead. So we have those beautiful cows that are right over here beside me, Patty and Mr. Toodles. There is a baby in there. We're really excited about that. We also have 24 ewes. We are in a process of downsizing our homestead, and that's not because we're getting out of the game. That's because we're trying to make the game better for us. So by doing that, we're going to better our herds. We're going to strengthen their health, add better genetics. But all that comes down to is we're going to be able to private sell products better. So some of that private product that we're going to be selling is things like meat birds. We have lots of contacts for people trying to buy meat birds. We have sold meat birds in the past, and it was a big hit. Even though people are willing to pay more for something that's homegrown, that does not have products, that don't have injections and solutions already added to it. It's a great way to have a great natural product for you to bring to your friends and family. Ultimately, this is about going full professional. This is kind of our phase 1. So yes, I understand that this is small P's and Q's, but in the grander scheme of things, this is step 1 towards a full homesteading business. And we've got to start making those steps. Sorry, by the way, for the sunglasses. My eyes are crazy sensitive. I'm not trying to be the, what do you call it? I wear my sunglasses at night. My eyes are very sensitive. I've been getting migraines lately, so thank you for hanging in there with me. But having products that we bring for private customers, whether those probably most likely my neighbors, it's going to be close friends. It's not something that I'm selling at a market. It's not something I'm going to need a whole bunch of interaction with. The goal is, though, is that I'm selling that products to friends and family only in hopes of being able to raise money. And ultimately, the keys here is selling just enough to where we break even on the project. And that's really been our homestead goal from day one, was just to always break even on the process. We have not been able to do that in our last 3 years on the homestead, and we are changing it this year. So our private selling are really 3 things. So the first one is pork. This is our first year that we grew pigs. So we will be selling cuts of pork, and we got a couple people interested in buying half pigs. So really excited about that. Next is lambs. We could sell those in broken down. We could sell those in chunks, halves, whole, whatever we want to do. And then, of course, meat birds. Meat birds is kind of my favorite. It's just an 8-week project. We do 150 birds one time, kind of get all the suck out in one time, if you will, because it's kind of can be very stinky if you're not doing it properly. And sometimes here in Mississippi, It gets kind of stinky because it's hot and muggy here. So we try to knock it out, and we do it 2 times a year, 150 birds each. And that gives us our supply for the year, plus about 50 to 75 birds to sell, which helps us break even on the entire process. So number 4 is livestock sales. We got a couple items here that we have available. So first one is Cooney Coon pigs. We do have 6 piglets that are up here that are ready to be sold. They are weaned off. They're ready to go. We're kind of using them a little bit right now to kind of start breaking up the ground on a new section of the raised garden bed. Because again, we're trying to start slowly transforming to market gardening. So we're needing those pigs to kind of till up, do a little bit of the work for us, make our lives a little bit easier as we're getting into the winter. But as soon as they're done there, they're going to be sold off. Next is going to be these beautiful ewes that you see behind me. These ewes, if I can slide over here, catch this beautiful mama right here. These beautiful ewes have been on our homestead now for 7 years, and they have been a great asset to our homestead. The largest issue that we're having, again, is we're wanting to strengthen our herd. And strengthening our herd means fixing some of our genetics. There's a certain level of we've been very, very straight line in our genetics. And so we've used the same ram year for the last 3 years. And so we're at a point where we need to completely reset the system. These ewes, though, currently sell in my market for about $250 each. Again, $250. That's assuming that they're not bred. And I see one right here that is very clearly bred. So $250, though, we're going to take it on the low end. So $250 times 20. You know, we're very close to already at that point meeting our expectations for the year. The next level of livestock items that we have on our farm are our mini Nubians. We have 2 registered mini Nubians, as heard. We have Misty and Ami. They are our 2 girls. They have not been bred the last year. They are bred this year. We gave them a year off just to kind of gain weight. We had a massive drought last year. So we took time to make sure their bodies were ready. I'd rather not make money and make sure that my animals are healthy and safe. So this year they are ready to go. So we have them having us some babies. So hopefully we can get back to having beautiful babies on the homestead. That gives us not only beautiful babies to sell, registered mini Nubians in our market are selling for about $700. So if we got maybe just 2 singles, I'd be really over the moon. Realistically, though, if they are does, they will probably be kept because we need milk. Milk is a great item that we need to have around, and so it's a great precursor into our number 5, which is focusing in on our farmers markets. This will be the first time that we've doubled down on going to farmers markets. Farmers markets is something we've kind of sporadically done, but next year's plan is to 100% be vested in week in and week out going to farmers markets around our area. What that's going to allow us to do is, one, we talked about that, selling of the livestock and having babies. Well, that allows us to use that milk in other ways. So we're going to be going back to making goat's milk soap products. My daughter has had an amazing success with that. She's had a very successful business called Mischief and Me. Very proud of her and what she does. But we're excited to be getting back down into that world of being hands-on, learning more from what they need from us as the provider at a farmer's market. I think too often we just make what we want to make, whether that's salsa or whatever, and then we go there and we expect people to buy it. I mean, I made hot sauce this year. I'm hoping people will enjoy some hot sauce. One thing that I've noticed at our farmers market in particular is that we do not have produce, and we're not bringing in really what people are there for, which is to buy produce. So we're going to be not doubling our raised garden bed because I like the way that we are set up. We're going to just be more focused and kind of dialed in on that space to bring in produce. So we're kind of looking at items that we're bringing in this year for our homestead farmers market will be like eggs. Of course, our hot sauces, tomatoes, green beans, squash, zucchini, goat's milk soap, okra, radishes, spice mixes, kind of again, second use items, and maybe some cut flowers because we grow amazing, beautiful sunflowers here every year. And how great would it be to sell a few while we're there, make a little side hustle? What we're trying to do though is create what business people call a CRM. And so essentially what we're doing is by gathering their phone number, their email, and their name, we're able to send them emails, maybe bi-weekly, where that can have links to different videos. It allows them to see what products we're going to bring to the farmer's market this week and pre-sell it. Amen. I like my things being sold before I even arrive. They'll also allow us to provide like links to videos, future classes, because we're wanting to host classes on the homestead this next year. We're wanting to do private dinners here on the homestead. Again, I'm a homesteading chef, right? So I'm wanting some of my chef buddies to come and hang out with me. We're going to cook and have some fun. And then the next part of that is, when we have them on our homestead link, when we have them in our email CRM, we're also able to turn around and have things like stronger affiliate links and things like that. So it kind of allows the business to continue to circle up in a different way. And then again, the more we're greasing that wheel, the better it's going to be for us. So again, $5,000 is a tall task for us in 2025. I think we have every ability to hit it. I hope God allows us to far beyond exceed that. I'm interested to see what you've left down below in the description as far as what your homesteading business has been successful at. We got a couple things that we didn't discuss that are kind of on the brink, aka microgreens, something we've had some great success with in the past that we're looking at bringing back. But for now, that was our 5 items for homestead business. Now, if you enjoyed this video, before you click off and go anywhere else, please note that there is a video right here that's going to talk more about the homestead. You want to see our homestead and what it looks like as of late summer. You'll have an option to check it out right here. You can get a great homestead tour and you can see everything that we've got going on and what we're talking about. If you're like, Jonathan, you're the homesteading chef. Yeah, I'm a chef. I cook in the kitchen. I do things with stuff. Click over here, and then you can come over here and see some cooking videos of us having fun in the kitchen and just goofing off and just enjoying the homestead as it is. I got into it so I can have the best ingredients possible to eat, and that's why I take so much passion in what's being grown here on the homestead and what we're doing. I'm super excited about 2025. I hope you're excited about 2025. We'll see you next time. Again, make sure you click on these fabulous links here to continue our conversation.